Namaste, namaste, and welcome to our last yoga session for this summer term and our last Saturday Vinyasa for the summer term before our break. Today we're going to use our sun salutation as a little warm-up for a standing flow practice. So lots of this will be on the feet, and our theme this week is about connection, and so we're really focusing on connecting movement and breath together, and also connecting our feet into the floor in a grounding fashion to provide that stability and strength. Before we start, the way our flow will work is that from the top of wherever your mat is, you're going to step back with your left foot first, turn to the left side of your mat, and then come to the right, to the other end, and then step back with the right foot. So if you set your mat up sideways onto your screen, and from the top of your mat, your screen on your left-hand side. And whilst for the sun salutation, that perhaps doesn't matter at all, later on in the practice that might. Okay, so let's begin with a little Kati Chakrasana. We're going to find our way into our yoga space using movement instead of stillness today. So taking your feet nice and wide apart, little softness in the knees, and then just bouncing. And as you bounce, allowing your arms to swing, the bounce to find the arms, the fingers, the wrists, the shoulders. Maybe a little bit into the, I do a little sway here. You don't have to sway, but if you want to, you can. Maybe finding a little bounce through the sides of the body as well. If it feels comfortable, you can give your head a gentle sort of nod to each side. And this bouncing or shaking releases tension, particularly from places that we hold in the body without realizing. And once you've had a really good shake, you can bring yourself back to a stillness. Feel already the vibration in your fingertips. Please excuse me, we've got a late arrival. Feel already the vibration in your fingertips, and we'll take this into Kati Chakrasana. So still with soft knees, a little firmness in your center, and gently twisting from side to side. Now, as you twist from side to side, allowing your hands to tap the body wherever they fall. Allow your head to follow your movement, your abdominal muscles to engage. And perhaps you can take your awareness into your feet to feel what happens on the soles of the feet as you twist from one side to the other. You can feel the distribution of the weight of the body changing, a little torsion or twist across the skin of the soles of the feet, a little change of that emphasis of grounding from toes to heels. Observe the sensation. And then we're going to move into a pivot of the toe. So as you twist from side to side, pivoting on one toe, feeling that movement of twist coming into the pelvis, particularly the front of the pelvis, perhaps across the back of the hip as well. And noticing how that changes your sense of connection to the floor. We can increase that sense of connection to the floor by giving a soft dip of the knees in the middle. So when we have both soles of the feet on the floor, drop the weight into the heels, bend the knees gently, and then bounce our way to our opposite twist. Still a little firmness across the center. And when you feel grounded, when you feel that sense of support from the ground, our movements become much more assured, much more confident. And if you are a little off balance, you can regain your balance much more quickly. When you're ready, you can let the bounce go, simply pivot on your toes, and then let your feet come to steadiness and allow your body to lose its momentum a little at a time. And when you come back to stillness, now taking the opportunity to close your eyes or gaze gently downward. Feel that connection to your body, the sensation of energy in your body, the vibration, maybe the tingling in your extremities, perhaps a warmth through your center, perhaps a feeling of spaciousness as you lift the crown of the head towards the ceiling. And in this way, we're better able to leave behind the other things going on in our lives, in our immediate environments, in our minds, and step into that yoga space. When you're ready, you can gently draw your chin towards your chest. Feel that sense of length. And then rolling the right ear to the right shoulder, chin back to the chest, and left ear to left shoulder. We're just rolling from side to side. Being aware of all the parts of the body responding to this movement, those connections that we have throughout the body. It's very difficult to move one thing without some other part of the body responding. If you wish to, you can roll your head in circles, just perhaps taking a slightly smaller circling action. If you're doing circles, then remembering to reverse your rotation. And then the next time your chin comes to your chest, just bringing the chin back up to, back up to an upright position and opening your eyes if they've been closed. Awesome sauce. So we're going to roll the shoulders a little bit, just backwards and forwards, finding what, perhaps as you go through your limbering, noticing if there's any areas that need a little TLC or feel like they could do with a little bit of extra attention during our class. When you've done all of that, we're going to do our soft arm limbering, you know what I mean. So with the feet nice and wide, a little softness in the knees, firmness in your center. Let's start with the right arm today. So a soft right elbow and really relaxed arm, and just circling the arm. Taking a few of these more broad circles to feel what's going on in the front of the shoulder, the back of the shoulder, the chest. And when you're ready, you can allow your body to respond to those movements, feeling that strong center as you open your chest, the sides of your body. As your arm comes forward, that sort of length across the upper back from the waist to the shoulder. Allow your head to move as you move. You don't have to watch your hand, but try to avoid watching your screen. Feel the stability in your feet, and if you actively press your feet into the ground, you'll feel the muscles of your legs and buttocks switching on to take that stabilization. We'll go the opposite way as well. So starting perhaps a little smaller in the opposite direction, just those smaller movements, and whenever you're ready, you can go straight into them if you want to, but sometimes it's nice just to feel the difference. Our response to moving in those two different directions can be quite marked. My right shoulder certainly doesn't like this forward one as much as the backwards one. So again, feeling the feet connecting down and how stable they are as the rest of the body moves. We're going to do one more in this direction. And rest the right arm down to the side. Just feel the difference between the two sides of the body. Perhaps you can just feel that sense of switched on energy down the right side of your body into even the neck and into even the feet. And then the opposite side, soft right and left elbow. And beginning with some just gentle movements. Noticing if there's any areas you need to take care of. And when you're ready, allowing the whole body to respond. Feeling that sense of connection between all the parts of your body. You're a whole thing, not just a shoulder, not just a sore knee, not just an aching low back. We'll do one more in this direction. And then nice and gently, just changing direction. Maybe starting smaller. Seeing how it goes. When you feel drawn into the movement, allow that movement to ripple down the sides of the body, the back and the front. Making sure you're not holding your neck rigid. You're keeping that sense of stable through the feet, the belly, the buttocks. Oh, I've made myself quite dizzy looking at my hand there. One more in this direction. And then resting down to the side. And again, just noticing how that feels. And we'll take this moment to welcome Morag. Hi, Morag. We're going to do a couple of sun salutations and then we're going into a standing salute. So from here, we're going to come to the top of the mat and your screen is best on the left-hand side of your mat. So at the top of your mat, just finding that sense of connection again with your feet. If you have your feet around about hip width apart, picking all of the toes up and spreading them out and then placing the big toes down and the other toes as individually as possible to the mat. Here, feel that sense of connection with everything that is touching the floor and that magnetism into the floor, and then the lift from the center of the foot draws energy up through the body, drawing the quadriceps towards drawing the knees towards the hips using the quadriceps, switching on the pelvic floor just a little, the abdominal muscles just enough for support, the buttocks, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other to turn the palms forward, lengthen through the back of the neck and into the crown of the head. And thus our Tadasana is very active whilst looking as if we are doing nothing. And this is true yoga, effortlessness. Or it looks effortless from the outside. There we go. So we're going to start here with a deep inhalation and exhalation. And then inhaling here. Exhaling the hands together at the center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body. And as you exhale, lifting the belly to fold forward, softening the knees on the way down to the floor into a forward bend. Here, we just let our breath become its natural rhythm and do a gentle wiggle through the legs. So bending one knee and then the other. Perhaps if you're touching the floor, you can also encourage a sway of the upper body, or you might hold elbow to elbow to do the same. Keeping the knees as bent as you need to find that sense of length and lengthening the back of the neck at the same time. A little yoga tip, when you're in a forward bend, if you encourage some activity across your belly muscles, drawing them inwards and upwards, you'll find you're able to get a little bit more space in the back of your body. From the center, placing the hands on the floor, doesn't matter how bent your knees need to be to do that. Step your right foot back as far as it goes, take your knee to the mat and open your chest. Inhale here. And then hold your breath as you come into plank pose. Exhaling, knees, chest and chin, or the shimmer down to the floor of your choice. Point your toes, Inhaling, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other. Press the tops of the feet down as you open your chest in Cobra. And exhale through hands and knees if you need to, into downward facing dog. And here in downward dog, just paddling through your dog, same as you did in the standing forward bend. Just beginning to feel length in the back of the body. And so whilst many people focus on the hamstrings, often hamstring length isn't the issue with space at the back of the body. It's usually a combination of all of the structures and a fascial tension. So if we do this wiggling shimmer, it's a little bit more able to release some sense of space. And having straight legs and heels down in downward facing dog isn't yoga. It's only there if your body is really open in that way. And openness in the body is usually combined with a lack of stability and strength. So don't be aiming for that. It's just the way it goes. When you are ready, coming into downward facing dog with the heels towards the floor as much as feels comfortable, pressing the chest towards the thighs, lifting the tailbone, lifting the belly. And then from here, you can bend the knees to the mat, or you can just soften the knees and bounce forward, stepping your right foot forward as you open your chest and left knee down. And then exhale, both feet to the front, hands to the feet, head to the knees. And coming up, inhaling, looking forward, lift the belly, lift the chest, lift the arms. And exhale the hands to the center of the chest. Inhale as you stand tall in Tadasana, palms facing forwards. Exhaling, palms together, center of the chest. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body. And then exhale as you fold, soft in the knees. Inhale, take the left foot back, place the knee down. And here we're going to sway the hips backwards and forwards. So as you sway the hips backwards and forwards, just continue to breathe in your normal rhythm. Pressing off the back foot to move the hips forwards, pressing off the front foot to move the hips backwards. Flirting with that sense of length in the right leg. And then next time you bring your hips backwards, just wiggling the hips from side to side, using the hands for support as needed. You can bring them a little closer towards you if it helps. And then when you're ready, coming back into your lunge, placing the hands firmly to the floor, lengthen your back leg. Step your right foot back into plank pose. Look ahead of your mat. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Point your toes. Inhale to Cobra. And then exhale through hands and knees, if needed, into downward facing dog. And in your down dog, again, doing any movements that feel good to you. And perhaps here, it's time for our little squatting dog. So we can take the feet nice and wide, come up onto tiptoes, drop the heels to the left, and then bend and stretch the knees. Just a few times, keeping the hands firm as our firm connection, then up onto tiptoes, over to the opposite side with the heels, and bending and stretching the knees. And we're just lengthening out the sides of the body. I feel this a little bit in the back of my hip as well, which is lovely. Great place to feel that sense of length. When you're ready, coming back to center, and from here, a little softness in the knees and bouncing the left foot forward as you inhale, opening your chest, looking forward. Exhaling, both feet to the front, hands to the feet, and head to the knees. And then inhale, lift the belly, lift the chest, lift the arms. Exhaling, hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, release the arms, palms turned forwards. Exhale, palms together, center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body. Exhaling as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the right foot back, knee to the mat, and this time we're shimming the hips backwards and forwards on this side. So pressing off the right foot to move the hips forward, pressing off the left foot to move the hips backwards. You can lift your toes or keep them down. Just exploring length at the back of the left leg. And trying to find that sense of almost suspending the body between the 2 feet. Next time you bring your hips backwards, just doing a little wiggle from side to side. You can move your hands back towards you a little bit if that's helpful. Perhaps that allows you to draw your shoulder blades down instead of hunching them up towards your ears, but it doesn't matter either way. When you're ready, you can press the weight forward into the left foot, lengthen the right foot, hands firm, and step into plank pose, looking ahead of the mat. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. Keeping a low cobra on this round. And then exhaling, hips up, heels down, downward facing dog. And in the down dog here, again, back to paddling or bending both knees and just wiggling your hips from side to side. And that can be quite nice, especially after the hamstring wiggle, just to release any tension from perhaps a little overstretch. And here we're going to bring our feet together and then pressing the chest back towards the thighs, really pressing the feet and the hands into the floor. Point the right toes backwards and then lift the right leg up, firm that buttock and lower the right leg down. Lifting the leg up and lowering down. This time we're going to lift the right leg up, bend the knee into the chest, take the shoulders to the hands. And then back to three-legged dog. Bend the knee to the right elbow. Take back to three-legged dog. Bend the knee to the left elbow. One more time to each side. Three-legged dog. Knee to right elbow. Three-legged dog. Knee to left elbow. Three-legged dog. And then step your right foot all the way forward. You can take your left knee down, keep your left arm on the floor. Just do a little rotation of the right arm backwards, 3 times backwards, 1 time forwards. Turn to the front, open your chest, free the back knee, find that bounce between your 2 feet and step the left foot forward into your forward bend. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms turned forward. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up, open the front of the body. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee to the mat as you open your chest. And hold your breath as you come into plank pose. Exhaling, knees, chest, chin. And we will stay in cobra for a moment. So shimmy yourself flat onto the floor, take your hands nice and wide, forehead to the floor, firm the pubic bone down and engage the belly muscles, the buttocks. Press into the hands to lift your head and chest, not too high, so the elbows are still bent, shoulder blades are still working towards each other. And here perhaps just a gentle shimmer or sway of the chest from side to side. I must stop using the word shimmer, it doesn't mean the same thing to everybody. And then if you want to, you can, in the center, come a little higher to open your chest to look forwards if that's within your practice. And again, a little sway from side to side. And there might be a spot in between that you prefer. When you're ready to come to center, releasing all the way down, hands underneath the shoulders, pressing through hands and knees if you need to into downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, a little wiggle, a little perhaps bent knee, sway of the bottom from side to side. And when you're ready, you can bring your feet together, press your chest towards your thighs, firm the hands and feet down, point the left toes backwards, lift the left leg up, feel the buttock engage and lower. Left leg up and lower. This time, left leg up and draw the knee into the chest, center of the chest. Back to three-legged dog, left knee to left elbow. Back to three-legged dog, left knee to right elbow. One more time to each side, three-legged dog, left knee to left elbow. Three-legged dog, left knee to right elbow. Three-legged dog, stepping the left foot all the way forward, dropping the right knee down, leave the right hand down, and opening your chest to the left side of your mat. 3 arm circles backwards. And 1 arm circle forwards. When you come back into your lunge, you can free the back knee and just do a little bounce backwards and forwards on your feet. And then step the right foot forward. Come into your forward bend. We'll hold the forward bend just for a moment. If you want to, you can hold elbow to elbow. You can sway the upper body. You can pedal through the backs of the legs, whatever feels good to you. And then we'll roll up. So bending the knees deeply, dropping your weight into your heels, rounding through the spine. Scoop the belly in, let the arms drape forwards. As you come up to standing, if you're dizzy, bring your hands to the center of your chest. If not, reach the arms out and up, looking up, and then exhaling the hands to the center of the chest. And then taking a moment. So here, adjusting clothing as needed. I know everybody always needs to, I certainly do. And then we're going to work on our standing practice from here. So take a moment, wriggle out anything that needs wriggling, shoulders or wrists. We're not going to spend a lot of time on our wrists for our standing practice, but we will do a waving vinyasa between some of the rounds. So on our first round, we're just going to do something really simple. We'll do it slowly and we're going to do everything twice. So coming to the front of your mat, we're going to stand in Tadasana again. Taking that posture that looks effortless from the outside, but where we feel that the body is really connecting the earth to the sky. Take a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. Breathing in here. Breathing out with your hands coming together at the center of your chest. 1 cleansing breath. Breathe in, reach the arms down, out, up, look up. Breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. And then from here, breathe in, reach the arms straight up. Breathe out as you separate the hands and drop your shoulders down. Side bending to your left first. Breathe in, lengthening over to the left. Breathing out back to the center. Breathe in over to the right. Breathing back to center. Now twisting. Breathing in, twisting to the left. Breathing out back to the center. Breathing in, twisting to the right. Breathing out back to the center. Breathing in, opening your chest. And then breathing out as you fold forward, just like a swallow dive to the floor. Knees can be lengthened or bent as you choose. In your forward bend, place your hands on your thighs, your shins, or even the floor if you prefer. Roll your shoulder blades, lift your belly, halfway lift. So the torso is parallel to the floor as you breathe in, arms lengthened, legs might be all the way lengthened. And then exhale as you fold over your legs. And we're going to bend the knees deeply and then roll up, just as we've done in the sun salutation, of firm belly and buttocks, draping the arms forward. And when you come up, hands to heart, or lifting the arms all the way over the head. And exhaling the hands down to the heart. Very good. So this is the first part of our practice, and we're going to add to it. But first, we'll do this one more time through. So we'll do this bit one more time through, excuse me, and then we'll add to it. So standing in Tadasana, breathing in, breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. 1 cleansing breath. Breathe in, take the arms out and up. Lift your chest. Breathing out, hands together, center of the chest. Breathe in, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, separate the hands and drop your shoulders down. To the right first, breathing in, lengthen over to your right. Breathing out back to your center, firm belly and buttocks. Breathing in, lengthen to your left, feel your feet. Breathing out back to your center, twisting to the right first. Breathing in, twist to the right. Soften the knees if you need to. Breathing out back to the center. Breathing in, twist to the left. Breathing out back to the center. Breathe in, open your chest. Breathe out as you fold forward, scoop the belly in, lengthen forward, soften the knees if you need to into your forward bend. Hands on shins, thighs or floor. Breathe in, halfway lift. Roll the shoulder blades towards each other. Breathe out, fold over the legs. And then soften the knees and breathe in as you round up to standing. Reaching the arms up over the head. Or to the heart, and breathing out, finishing with the hands at the center of the chest. Very good. This time we're going to add chair pose. So breathing in, stand in Tadasana. Breathing out, hands together, center of the chest. Breathe in, one cleansing breath, arms out and up, lifting the chest. Breathing out, hands to the center of the chest. Breathing in, reaching straight up. As you breathe out, separate your hands, drop your shoulders. Right side first. Breathe in, lengthen to the right. I got it wrong on the first round. Breathe out, back to the center. Breathe in, lengthen to the left. Breathe in, back to the center. Breathe in, twist to the right. Let your arms come to shoulder height. Breathe out, back to that beach ball hold over the head. Breathe in, twist to the left. Breathe in, back to the center. Oh, sorry, breathe out, back to the center. Breathe in, open your chest. Breathe out, fold forward from your hips into your forward bend. Hands to thighs, shins or floor. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out as you fold. Bend your knees deeply, drop your bottom, breathe into chair pose. Reach the hands forward. Breathe out and just settle here. So we're in chair. We've got the space between the shoulder blades working. We've got a little slight tuck of the tailbone, a lift in the belly, and the feet feel really firm and strong here. So we're going to take the weight onto the right foot and take the toes of the left foot to the floor, lifting the heel, and then place the left heel down and move the weight to the left foot, lifting the right heel. We're just going to go side to side. Weight to the right, lift the left heel. Or weight to the left, lift the right heel. One more time to each side. Keep the arms up, keep the upper body working. And then when you next come to center, take a deep breath in and then fold over your legs. It'll feel like a great relief coming into a standing forward bend. Then halfway lift, hands on shins, thighs or floor. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling, fold. Then bending the knees to round up. Inhale all the way up. Lift the arms over the head. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, standing tall. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, cleansing breath, firm belly and buttocks. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, separating the shoulders and hands. Inhale, bending to the right. Exhale, back to the center. Inhale, bending to the left. Exhale, back to the center. Inhale, twist to the right, soften your knees as needed. Exhale, back to the center. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, back to the center. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, folding all the way forward into a forward bend. Hands wherever is needed to inhale to a halfway lift. And exhale, fold over your legs. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, take the hands forward, sit into chair pose. And exhale, hold here. And we're just going to hold for 2 more deep breaths. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. One more deep breath in. Exhale as you fold over your legs. Place your hands for a halfway lift, inhaling. Exhaling, fold. Bend the knees just a little, rounding up, inhaling. And exhale the palms together at the center of the chest. Release the arms, just take a moment. So our next practices that we add, give me 2 ticks to fix this curtain, which hopefully will make things a little brighter on screen. Fingers crossed. The next thing that we add from our chair pose is a standing twisted dancer. We're going to do twisted dancer and then warrior 3. And then we're going to come back to twisted dancer and back to chair pose. So that's the next add-on. And we're going to do this once to each side. Probably that will do. We might not need to do it twice to each side. We'll see how we go. So standing at the front of your mat, turning the palms forward, inhaling. Exhaling, hands to the center of the chest. One cleansing breath, inhale out and up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhaling, reaching straight up. Exhaling, separating and dropping the shoulders. Inhale to the right, let your hips come to the left. Exhale back to the center, firm belly and buttocks. Inhale to the left. Exhale back to the center. Inhale as you twist. Exhale back to the center. Inhale as you twist. Exhale back to center. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, fold forward from the hips over your legs. Place your hands for a halfway lift. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees deeply. Inhale into chair pose. And exhale, hold. We'll take the right foot to the floor, left foot up. Inhale into twisted dancer. Keep both legs a little bent. Right elbow to left knee. Very good. We're going to exhale as we hold. And then from here, inhale as you transition into warrior 3. You can take the arms out to the side or over the head if you've left yourself enough room. Firm the buttock, lift the heel behind you, but keep the standing leg a little soft. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other, firm belly and buttock. And then from here, back to twisted dancer. Transitioning in a way that feels stable and graceful to you. And from twisted dancer back to chair pose. And in chair pose, we're going to sit as we inhale and exhale as we fold over chair. We're not coming back up. We're going to do a halfway lift, inhaling and exhaling, folding, then back to chair pose for the other side, inhaling, exhaling, hold in chair. Take your weight to your left foot, inhale, lift the right knee towards the left elbow as you twist, exhale as you hold here, and then from here, coming into warrior 3, inhaling and exhaling as you hold. And we'll just hold here just for a moment longer to focus on that right heel lifting behind us and the right buttock working firmly, space between the shoulder blades, belly, and then coming back to twisted dancer. And from twisted dancer back to chair. Wobbling is good. Inhale in chair and exhale as you fold over your legs. Halfway lift. Inhaling, lengthen arms, legs and torso. Exhaling, folding all the way down. And then rounding up, so softening the knees, inhaling, rounding through the spine. Lifting the arms. Exhaling, hands to heart. I think we will do that one more time. Yeah, let's do that one more time. So both sides done in the same round. Inhaling, standing tall. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhaling, big cleansing breath. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhaling, reaching straight up. Exhale, separate, hands drop, shoulders down. Inhale, lengthen to the right. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, lengthen to the left. You don't have to go far. Exhale, return to center. Firm belly and buttocks. Inhale as you twist to the right. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, twisting to the left. Lovely job, girls. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, open your chest. Lift your belly. Exhale, fold all the way over your legs. Halfway lift. Inhaling. Exhaling, fold over the legs, bend the knees. Inhale to chair. Exhale as you hold, lifting the left leg. Inhale, twisted dancer. Exhale as you hold. Inhale, warrior three, left leg up behind you. Exhale as you hold. Inhale, twisted dancer. Exhale as you hold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold over the legs. Halfway lift, place the hands. Inhale, lengthen arms, legs, scoop the belly in. Exhale, fold down again. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale as you hold, lifting the right leg. Inhale, twisted dancer. Exhale as you hold. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale as you hold. Inhale, twisted dancer. Exhale as you hold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale as you fold over your legs. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen over the legs. Soften the knees. Inhale, roll up to standing. Reach the arms over the head. And exhale, hands to heart. Very good. Relax for a moment after that. And so we will now add a few things to this. So we will, from our warrior three, step into warrior two. We're going to do some up and down warriors, some backwards and forwards, extended side angles. And in extended side angle pose, we're going to add a few different arm variations. So often in extended side angle, we lean on the front leg and reach the back arm over. And we're going to do that to begin with, and that can be where you stay if you want to, or you can reach the bottom arm up. So you've got both arms reaching, or you can interlace your fingers behind the body, roll the shoulder blades together, and do a sort of Dvikonasana hold of the arms and twist the torso, the chest up towards the ceiling. So I will talk you through all of those, but those will be our arm variations. And when we've done that, we're going to come to the side of the mat, facing onto this long side for some forward bending and goddess pose. And then we'll come to the other end of the mat into downward facing dog, do a vinyasa and step forward to do the whole thing again from the other end of the mat. Okay, super duper. I can see them nodding, so I'm going to take that as a yes. Okay, so at the front of your mat, standing in Tadasana with the palms turned forwards. Inhaling, prepare by lifting the buttocks and the belly. Exhaling here. One more deep breath in. Exhale, hands together at the heart. One cleansing breath. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, hands to heart again. Inhale, reach only up. Exhale, separate and drop the shoulders. Inhale, bending to your right side. Exhaling back to the center. Inhale, bending to your left side. Exhaling back to the center. Inhale, twisting to the right. Exhaling back to the center. Inhale, twisting to your left. Exhaling back to the center. Inhale, open your chest. And exhale as you fold over your legs. Halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen arms, legs, and torso. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. Inhale to chair. Exhale, hold. Lifting the left leg. Inhale to twisted dancer. Exhale, hold. Inhale into warrior three. Exhale, hold. From warrior 3, inhale as you step that left foot as far back as you can. Cartwheel your arms, keep the front knee bent. Warrior 2, exhaling here. So here, if you need to, drop your arms, just spend some time focusing on your legs. So we've worked with the connection of the feet throughout the class. We want to make sure that when we've got this front knee bent, this right knee, we can still see the first toe, perhaps 2 toes. So if your knee is falling too far forward, you won't be able to see, or you might be able to see the toes at the end. And if it's too far back, you'll be able to see your whole foot. So try to keep that centered over your foot if you can. It doesn't need to be directly over the ankle, just over the foot in general. The back leg, you can angle your foot parallel to the back of the mat or slightly forward. This hip likes to be slightly forward, the other one doesn't. So choose the most comfortable position for you. And then make sure that you're either pressing the feet away from each other or drawing the feet towards each other, whichever feels more stable for you. So one of those will be like feeling really super stable, and that's great. And then draw the knees up to the hips by activating the quadriceps, the buttocks, the belly, and you've got really a super strong base from which to work. You could hold it indefinitely and look that effortless that we do in our Tadasana, despite doing lots of work. We're going to reach the arms out with the palms facing upwards, draw the shoulder blades together, and then inhale, lengthen the front leg, reach the arms up, and exhale, release the arms down, bend the front knee, look over the right palm. Inhaling up. And exhale, imagine someone's pulling your left arm so you can't travel forward over that right leg. One more, inhaling. And exhaling. From here, with our firm base, inhale, reach the right arm up, the left hand down. Exhale into extended side angle pose, right forearm to right thigh, left arm over. Press through the legs, inhale to reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle pose. Still firm in the belly and the buttocks. One more time, inhaling, reverse warrior. Exhaling, extended side angle pose. And here we will rest with our breath going in its normal rhythm. So if you want to, you can slightly deepen the bend in the front leg, which helps to drop the hip down, creating more of that diagonal from fingertips to heel. And then here, really check to see if it's good for you to do this. But if you want to, you can release the right arm to reach to the right. Really firm the legs. Take some of those deeper Ujjayi breaths. If you wish to, you can take the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulder blades towards each other, lengthen the arms, and gently turn your chest, and even turn your head if you want to look up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Then releasing the arms, we're going to reach the left palm up and lengthen the right leg at the same time. Turn in the right toes and the left heel, perhaps to point the toes straight towards the long side of your mat. Soften your knees if you need to, hands onto the hips if you like, and bending forward into a forward bend. So we're going to go all the way down into the forward bend first, to wherever feels comfortable, and just check that your weight isn't all in your heels. You can bring it forwards into your toes a little, and then reaching for the floor, fingertips onto the floor, and lift your torso back to sort of parallel to the floor. And here we're going to take some surfer squats. So we're going to firm the feet by pressing them away or pressing them together. Firm the legs, the belly, the buttocks, reach the arms out at shoulder height, and then bend into the left knee. Take the weight towards the left foot and then bounce it over to the right. And then bounce it over to the left. So we're just going side to side. We're holding the torso in place, active in the belly, the buttocks, that space between the shoulder blades, and very active in the feet. One more time to each side. In fact, it'd be 1.5 more times so that we finish over the right leg. Very good. And then coming back to the center, we're going to relax down into that forward bend again. Let the back of the neck relax. Hands onto the floor, bending the knees as much as you need to. Come onto your toes and turn your heels in. So here we're almost in a little squat, and we're going to press the heels of the feet into the floor, firm the buttocks, free the hands, and bring the hands into cactus arms. So we're in our goddess squat here. So here we're going to lengthen arms and legs, star shape, and then coming into goddess squat. And you can maybe sit a little deeper from coming down in the upright position. Inhale as you lengthen arms and legs. Exhale as you bend elbows and knees. Now, if you want to, you can do one of the breaths. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, fists to waist. Awesome. Let's do another one. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale. Oh, that's good. We'll finish with an inhale, lengthening. Exhale, releasing the arms down to the side. We're going to turn the right toes to point to the left, turn the left toes to point to the left. And we end up with quite a narrow stance for Trikonasana, triangle pose. Lift your left arm up. Use your right hand to wrap around your chest and ease the torso, the rib cage, to the long side of the mat, but don't rotate your hips. So leave your hips wherever they fall. And then from here, lengthening with your left arm to the left, to wherever you get to. Let the left arm come down, the right arm come up. We're not aiming for the floor, we're just aiming for that sense of length across the right hip. Open the chest, maybe even look up towards the hand or forwards if you prefer. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then from here, we're going to soften the front knee. Let the right arm carry on all the way over, pivot on the right toe so that we can place the hands framing the left foot. Step the left foot back towards the right, maybe even move the right foot back a bit into our downward facing dog. And here, with both hands and both feet on the floor, it suddenly becomes a much more restful pose than perhaps it does for some throughout practice. Wiggle anything that needs wiggling to release anything that needs releasing. And then we're going to take a waving vinyasa from the knees or from downward dog, hips to heels. Press off the toes to round through the spine, shoulders over the hands, and open your chest. Soft elbows, soft knees. And then press back through hands and knees or plank pose into downward facing dog. We'll do one more. Hips to heels, pressing off the toes, rounding through the spine, opening your chest. And this time, if you want to, you can round back by bending the knees and coming back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you can walk your feet forward to your hands at the opposite end of the mat. Do a halfway lift and fold over your legs, and then soften the knees and round up through the spine, inhaling, taking the arms over the head, and exhaling the hands to the center of the chest. Relax the arms and take a moment, because we're going to do the whole thing in reverse to the opposite end of the mat. And it's really rather warm today, so making adjustments to clothing and all of those things as you need to. If you need a little sip of water, it's a good time as well. And then if you're ready, stepping back onto your mat, finding Tadasana, finding that strong connection with the feet, turning the palms of the hands forwards, lengthening through the crown of the head, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, switching on all of the stabilizing centers of the body. Breathing in here. Breathing out, hands together, center of the chest. Breathe in, reach the arms out and up over the head. Breathing out, hands to heart. Breathing in, reach straight up. Separate the hands, drop the shoulders as you breathe out. Bending to your right first. Breathe in, over to the right. Breathe out, back to the center. Breathe in, over to the left. Breathe out back to the center. Twisting now, breathing in, twist to the right. Breathing out back to the center. Breathing in, twist to the left. Soften the knees as needed. Breathe out back to the center. Breathe in, open your chest. Breathe out, swallow dive to the floor. Halfway lift, hands placed wherever is good. Breathe in. Breathe out, fold over your legs. Bend the knees. Breathe into chair pose. Breathe out as you hold. We're lifting the right leg. Breathe into twisted dancer. Breathe out as you hold. Breathe into warrior three. Breathe out as you hold, and then breathe in. Step your right foot as far back as it goes, just turning to the long side of your mat. And we're going to let our breath fall in its natural rhythm. Relax the hands and just spend some time setting up the feet. So it might be that you have a different angle on this foot, on this hip. Choose what feels best for you. On your front knee, making sure you can see at least your big toe, unless it's peculiarly shaped. And it feels stable, either pressing the feet away from each other or drawing the feet towards each other. Sometimes people like to think about securing the thigh bones into the hip sockets by drawing them in, at the same time as pressing the feet down. You can do that if you choose. Whatever makes you feel strong and stable. Firm in the quadriceps, the buttocks, the pelvic floor, the belly, reaching the arms out, palms up, shoulder blades drawn towards each other. And then here, inhaling, lengthen your left leg, arms over the head. Exhaling, look over your left palm, bending the front knee. Inhaling, lengthening, arms up, long legs. Exhaling, imagine someone's holding your right hand and pulling you just gently backwards. Inhaling up and exhaling, warrior two. Then from here, retreating warrior. Inhale, lengthen the right arm down, left arm up. Exhaling, extended side angle pose, resting the left forearm on the left thigh. Press through the feet, inhaling, retreating warrior. Exhaling, extended side angle. One more time, inhaling. And exhaling, extended side angle. So in extended side angle pose here, we're just going to make sure we feel nice and secure, maybe bending that knee a little bit deeper, only if you want to. Firm your feet in your belly and see if you can reach the left arm to the left as well. Take a few deep breaths. Use your U-Shai if you would like to. And if you want to, you can interlace your fingers behind your body, interlace the awkward way. Roll the shoulder blades, lengthen the arms, maybe pivoting the torso a little bit or looking up. Another deep breath in and deep breath out. Maybe one more. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Separate the hands. Use your right palm. Press it to the right to come up to standing. Turn your left toes in. And if you need to, adjust your right toes so they point forwards to the long side of your mat. Hands onto hips or out to the side as you choose. Inhale, open your chest. And exhale, fold into a forward bend. Now here, if you want to, reaching the hands to the floor, you can widen your feet and then just give a little lift and bring the crown of your head to the floor. So you do a little, this is just a forward bend variation, but you want the weight of the body not just into the heels, but into the toes as well. You don't want a lot of weight in the crown of the head, it's just contact. Connection. And if this is not in your practice, simply hold elbow to elbow and allow the crown of the head to move in the direction of the floor. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then from here, we're going to come back to a sort of upright position using the floor for support. You can bring the feet a little closer towards each other. Little softness in the knees. Firm in the body to reach the arms out to the side, torso parallel to the floor, bending over the left knee and then over the right knee. Shifting your weight from side to side, firm in the back of the body, really firm in the buttocks. in the quadriceps, in the feet. Feel the ankles also working, the torso, the space between the shoulder blades, the belly muscles. And when you've done an even number to each side, coming to center, relaxing your hands down, pivoting on your toes to turn the heels in. Oh, fairy friend has joined us. And then pressing into the feet, firming the upper body to come into goddess pose with our arms in cactus hands. Again, we'll lengthen the arms and the legs, opening the chest, and then exhaling, bending knees and elbows. We'll do 2 of our breaths, only if you want to. Breathing in. Nice one. Breathing in. Okay, let's breathe in and stretch again. We'll turn the left toes to the right toes to the right, so that the hips are already prepared for Trikonasana pose. Lift your right arm. Use your left arm to gently turn the rib cage to the long side of the mat. And then allow your right arm to move over to the right, gently finding its way to wherever it gets to. Firming the belly and the feet, reaching the left arm up, maybe turning the head to look up at the left hand, maybe just looking forward. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Shoulder blades moving towards each other. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Then softening your front knee, let your left hand come all the way over, pivot on the back toes. Find your hands on the floor, either side of your right foot. Step your right foot back to your left and come into downward facing dog. Make any wiggles that feel good. And feel that relief of having 4 pieces of the body on the floor instead of 1 or 2. Here in downward dog, you might want to just stay still for a moment. You might want to take a child's pose for a moment. Either of these options are good. You can do any wiggling that you prefer. If you're a mover and a shaker. And then we're going to do a couple of waving vinyasas. Again, if child's pose is what your body needs right now, stick with it. If you want to, drop hips to heels, press off the toes, round through the spine, opening the chest. In your up dog this time, a little sway of the chest from side to side. Lovely job. And then from your center back through plank, all through a rounded spine into downward facing dog or hands and knees. One more time, dropping hips to heels, rounding through the spine, opening the chest. This time, if you want to, a little twist through the upper body. And when you're ready, rounding through the spine by bending the knees or coming through plank into downward facing dog. And we are going to come now down onto our tummies. So again, you can press forward, open the chest, and then just gently lower the hips to the floor, point the toes, keep the buttocks firm and the space between the shoulder blades firm as you lower your head towards the mat. Make a pillow out of your hands, toes turned inwards, heels falling outwards. Take this moment to feel that connection of the front of the body to the floor. There we are. Relax the buttocks, the belly, the space between the shoulder blades, the ankles. Feel the touch of air on the soles of the feet. If it feels good, you can wiggle your hips from side to side. Nestling and releasing effort from the pelvis, the hip flexors. They've worked really hard today as well. When you're ready, and if you prefer to just rest on your tummy, you can. But if you'd like to, you can bring yourself into Sphinx pose. So elbows back towards the body, forearms and palms on the floor, just stretching the legs back a little straighter, maybe a touch closer together. In Sphinx pose, we use the strength of the body to suspend the torso. So we want to draw the shoulder blades towards each other, press into the elbows, press down with the shoulders. Feel perhaps a little length across the belly as we nestle the hips and the front of the pelvis to the floor. And if it feels better to you, you can press your pubic bone down just to create a little length in the low back, which takes the twinge out of it for people whose backs prefer not back bending. There we are. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more deep breath in and deep breath out. And then from here, very gently widening the elbows to release the upper body down, making a pillow out of the hands again, toes towards each other, heels apart. You can turn your head to one side if you like. I'm doing that so that you can hear me better. Relaxing all of the effort again, softening the jaw, the forehead, the shoulders, the rhomboids between the shoulder blades, the low back, the belly, the buttocks, the quadriceps. Shimmer the hips if it feels good to do that. And then from here, taking the hands underneath the shoulders, moving the hips up and back towards the heels. We're going to widen the knees and settle into a wide leg child's pose. So first with the forehead on the floor, and that connection of the forehead to the floor or to your folded arms for support is important. It is a grounding for our third eye center. It gives people who spend a lot of time with busy minds or spend a lot of time overthinking an opportunity to release some of that energy. Of course, you don't need to be an overthinker to benefit from it. Tent the fingertips of your left hand, just raise your chest slightly and slide your right arm underneath, taking the right shoulder and right side of the head to the floor, relaxing the left arm again. Taking a couple of deep breaths here in this thread needle version of child's pose. Hips are still moving towards the heels as well. There's very little effort, relaxing the face. When you're ready, you can tent the fingertips of the left arm again, just creating a little lift. Coming back to the center, tent the fingertips of the right arm, slide the left arm underneath, thread needle, child's pose on the opposite side. Right shoulder and right side of the head to the floor, softening the left arm down as well. Try to let go of any tension across your jaw, your forehead, the back of the body. And then when you're ready, you can tent the fingertips of the right hand and create a little lift to bring yourself back to center. And we're just going to come up onto our hands and knees, tuck the toes and buttocks to heels, kneeling to just stretch out the ankles the opposite way. So we're moving into our relaxation phase of the class. And if you have the opportunity to do a little legs up the wall, if you've got a wall or a door or a sofa for support, then that can be a really nice counterpose to a lot of standing work. But because not everybody has a wall, I'm going to do it freestanding for those of you who would like to do that or need to do that for your space. So I've got a block and a blanket handy, the blanket's for relaxation. And then coming down onto our backs. If you wish to, you can go straight to your support at the wall. Lying on your back, either with your legs up the wall or your feet on the floor and knees bent, arms releasing out to the side. Spend a moment just allowing your body to come into this shape first. This new contact and connection with the floor. And if it feels good to you, you can gently wave the nose from side to side, turning through the neck, just to release a little effort or holding from the back of the body. And then when you're ready, you can bring your block into play. If you're at the wall, placing the feet on the wall, and then lifting your buttocks. If you're on the floor, just placing your feet on the floor, placing your block underneath your sacrum on its medium setting. Unless you know that doesn't suit you, you can choose the low setting. Please don't try the high setting just today. So here we want to make sure that as you release the weight of the pelvis down onto the block, you feel really secure. So if you take your hands to the bony bits of your hips at the front and just run them directly around the sides of the body, that's where you ought to find your block, supporting the back of the pelvis and the spine where it joins the pelvis. And then from here, you can place your arms wherever is useful. Sometimes bending the arms at the elbows and pressing them down into the floor is useful to lift one knee up and then the other so the feet are off the floor. When you're ready, you can relax the arms down. And for some people, it might be enough to keep the knees bent here, or you can lengthen your feet directly up over your hips so that they're suspended in the air. Little softness in the knees here. We're not looking for any strain in the backs of the legs. And just rotating your feet at the ankles. So if you're doing legs up the wall, you can do the same thing. A few times in each direction. And as you watch your feet, you'll see them become paler and paler as the blood drains out of the feet. Keep rolling the ankles or wiggling your toes if you prefer. And what you're doing is you're helping the venous return for the blood to drain back towards the center of the body, more restful for the heart. A little wiggling. And then just softly bringing the legs more towards each other and let them come to rest, relaxing as much as possible. For a deep breath or two. Whenever you're ready, you can bend the knees again and place the feet onto the wall or onto the floor one at a time. So if you are legs up the wall, you can adjust your block to be on the lower setting and do the same thing again. That's what we're going to do here on the floor. So lifting the hips a little, turning the block onto a lower setting, making sure it's in a really secure place, elbows to the sides of the body to give a little bit of support to the belly as you draw the knees off the floor one at a time, the feet off the floor, relaxing the arms to extend the legs, a little bit of circling of the ankles, wiggling of the toes, whatever feels most comfortable to you. If it's stillness, then that's fine too. And then softly bending the knees, taking the feet to the floor. If your legs up the wall, you can remain there for the remainder of relaxation. We're going to do a little alternative posture here on the floor. So with your hips just slightly lifted, extending your right leg out to the right, foot on the floor so the leg is long, and the left leg out to the left, finding that openness across the pelvis. And if it feels comfortable to you, you can release the arms out to the side, or you can take the arms somewhere further towards the head. So you might not want them directly over your head, although some people like that. You might want them further out to the sides, wherever is most restful for your shoulders. And if you are legs up the wall, you can use this arm variation as well if you'd like to. Wherever you get to, release your weight, surrender it down into the support that you have. Soften your forehead, your eyes, your jaw, your chest, your shoulders, your abdomen. And just breathe deeply. And you don't have to breathe deeply with huge amounts of control. Just allow your breath to fall into its natural rhythm if you prefer. One more deep breath. And then very gently, if your arms are over your head, sliding them back down to your sides, turning the toes to point upwards. If you're on the floor, sliding your feet in one at a time. If your legs up the wall and wish to remain there, do so. And then from here, just the gentlest of lifts for any position to lift the buttocks, remove the block and place it to one side. If you'd like a little blanket for your cozy relaxation, placing it across your body now. And you can make any other adjustments to your relaxation position. If you'd like to have a bolster underneath the backs of the knees, then you can do that. Wherever you are, perhaps widening the legs, even if your legs up the wall, that might be more restful. Certainly if you're on the floor, widening the legs, toes falling out to the sides, arms relaxed away from the body. We're going to just gently cross the right arm over the left arm, drape the fingertips to the floor, and find that center space between the shoulder blades, nestling down a little. Maybe a gentle wave of the nose backwards and forwards, side to side rather, which will not go far, but just help to settle the back of the neck. Release the arms the opposite way. Find that space between the shoulder blades, nestling down, a little shake of the head. Gentle. And then releasing the arms. Make any final adjustments. Palms turned upwards, feet apart, body resting down. And then bring your body to stillness. Take a deep breath in, sigh out through your mouth. Repeat 3 times. A deep breath in, let all of your effort go. A deep breath in, let your muscles begin to relax. A deep breath in and surrender down into your support. Allow your breath to find its natural rhythm, falling into quietness. Soften the features of your face. Allow the space between your eyebrows to spread. The area around your eyes to relax. Your mouth, tongue, jaw, shoulders to release. Allow the whole of the body to feel heavy, warm, supported, and releasing down. Move your awareness to your breath. And as you breathe in, mentally repeating the word peace. And as you breathe out, love. Breathing in peace. Breathing out love. Breathing in peace. Breathing out love. relaxing a little deeper with every exhalation. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back to your hands and your feet by moving your fingers and toes, maybe rolling your wrists and your ankles. When you feel ready, take a deep breath in and stretch the body. In any way that feels good. In your own time, bend your knees into your chest and hug them towards you. Make any movements that feel good with your body. Maybe a little circling of the knees to massage out the low back, or a little alternate circling of the knees to give the hips and the pelvis some sense of release as well. If you like, you can hold your knees towards you and just roll your head from side to side, ironing out any last vestiges of tension from the back of the neck. Whenever you're ready, find your way onto your side. In your own time, come to any comfortable seated position, resting your hands over your heart. Take a moment to feel how you're feeling right now, the effects of your practice, the effects of your relaxation. And then bringing to mind or bringing to heart something that you enjoy connecting with. And it could be a piece of art, a book, a piece of music, a pet, a place, a person. And just thinking about that, noticing the joy that you feel when you remember connecting with something that you have enjoyed or loved. And allow that joy to come forth on the face as a smile, and then opening your eyes. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for this term of yoga. I've so enjoyed sharing the energy, the time, and the space with you. Namaste.